Muslims all over the world celebrate Eid el-Kabir annually, according to the Islamic calendar, as a special occasion to signify God's command to Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam to sacrifice his son Ismail as an act of submission to God's will. The occasion has become significant because its origin can also be traced to Christianity, with Abraham's attempt to sacrifice his son Isaac. During the occasion, Muslims slaughtered rams as a sacrifice to commemorate Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam's obedience and submission to Almighty Allah. However, the richness of the occasion cannot be overemphasized, as it helps to reflect on the essence of sacrifice and the happiness and pleasure it brings to the hearts of all Muslims. As we grapple with various teething problems that help to redefine our pathway to nationhood, the Eid el-Kabir ushers in a period of showing love to relatives, neighbors, the poor, and the needy. It also means we should look beyond our immediate environment to show gratitude to providing welfare to others, while thanking God, our Creator, for making the provision possible. Given the spirit of this lecture, this episode of Lens on Africa will examine the significance of Eid el-Kabir and the message it provides to all Muslim faithful. Stay tuned as we bring you this discussion.
To enlighten us more on these issues are Dr. ABDULKADIR Sambo, Chairman, Kwara State Hajj Commission and Senior Lecturer, Islamic Studies Kwara State University. Hello, sir. He's joining us via Zoom. How are you? How's the things over there in Saudi?
We are okay here at the camp in Umar after the Muslim activities, and I want to congratulate all Muslims over the world for the EId-El-Kabir celebration. We pray Almighty Allah to spare our life to witness many more of this in life.
Thank you very much, sir. The smiles and the joy, the beaming out of you is contagious. Thank you. It's good to have you on the show, and we will continue our conversation shortly. Now,
Yes,
we also have...
alhamdulillah.
All right, thank you. We also have a studio guest with us. In the studio here is Imam Umar Rufa'i, the Deputy Imam Uthman ibn Affan Masjid Wusetu. Good afternoon, sir. It's good to have you in the studio.
Happy to meet you too. Happy Salah.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking the time on such a busy day. So I'm going to start the question with you. What is the significance of this day?
This day is very important because it has many things that connotes here. Muslims like now, they are in Muna.
Yeah.
And likewise, because this morning they left Muzdalifah and they made the throwing of pebbles inside in the Jamratul Aqaba. Then they moved down to Mecca, observed some certain deeds. Not only that, beside that, they slaughtered, they made tawaf, that is a commemoration of the Kaaba, and also they shave, and they came back to Muna at the same time. That means the work is so rigorous, and it is a movement whereby millions of people are moving towards one direction. Not only that, at the same time, the second one, we that are here, we are making sacrifice. They too, they are making sacrifices, and we are making sacrifices. So if we put this together, that means there is Hajj and there is sacrifice. So it's very important in such a way that if we look at these two, one, they are there together.
Yes.
Millions of people coming from different angles, different directions, different continents coming together. Some of them, or most of them, they cannot be able to speak to one another, but they can see each other and they appreciate each other because they are following the same path. That means to unite them together and bring them together and make them to work together. That means they are one. That is one significant of it. It's like the yesterday's Arafat, whereby Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam at that period, that is, we are talking of 1,443 years back or more than that, he made a sermon which is referred as the farewell sermon. He touched some issues. There he made mention that all of you are from one single body, that is Adam. Kullukum min Adam in Arabic. You are all from Adam. Wa Adam min Turab. And Adam is from dust. Then he said there is no difference between an Arab and a non-Arab. you are all one. You are all from one single person, so you are all one. So that means to tell each and every one of us that no matter what the situation, no matter the skin, the races, and what have you, we are one.
Yeah.
So one of the major significance of this day is to tell us that we are one, and we should strive towards one thing and attain to one thing. So it means it united us. And two, the sacrifices we're making.
Okay.
Prophet Ibrahim, alayhi salam, he made an attempt of slaughtering his own son, Ismail. And at that moment, when he is telling the son, at that moment, the son was about 13 years based on what was said. So now he has been praying for Allah to grant him a child. Till after a long period of time, he was given. Then now he was asked to sacrifice it because he dreamt of it, and he told the son. And the son knows that his father is a good man, and he's receiving revelation from God. Since that was what was said, then he submitted himself to him and said, "Oh my father, do as you have been commanded, and you find me very obedient to you and very patient."
Wonderful. We're going to talk more about that, but let's talk with Dr. Abdulkadir. Sir, what is the significance of Arafat? You're over there. What's the significance?
Well, the significance of Arafat, you see, Arafat is the peak of Hajj activities. And the Prophet, the Holy Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, says, Al-Hajju Arafat, which means all the activities that preceded the stand at the mountain of Arafat or plain of Arafat, all these activities are completed fully and crowned with staying at Mount Arafat. And one of the points under this significance is that the revelation, the last revelation of the Quran came on this day. That is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum al-Islam dina. So Arafah now stands as the most important aspect of Hajj. That's the only difference between the lesser Hajj and the Hajj proper. Okay. Anyone that undertakes Umrah will do it, all the activities that we do in Hajj, that is include Umrah. But it is only stand at Mount Arafah that makes difference between lesser Hajj and the Hajj proper. One other thing is that we seize this opportunity to meet with all other Muslim brothers and sisters all over the world to stay at this place of Mount Arafah and discuss differences and peculiarities and challenges which we face in different countries of the world. This year's Hajj, Salah Celebrations, is not different to the previous ones, as we met all the people here and exchange views concerning what will bring Islam to success in all our activities as Muslims. It is also noticed this year's Hajj that the stoppage we have in the last 2 years, which is the small that is caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, which limits the number of participants in the 2022 Hajj. So this creates another comfort for the Muslims, because this reduction in number makes everything very smooth, and we move freely to Arafah, to Muzdalifah, and to the Jamra, where we are presently throwing stones to Satan symbolically.
Doctor, if I might ask, you just mentioned something about the movement and all of that and the number of people there. What's the atmosphere like over there in Saudi? What's the atmosphere like?
The atmosphere, you see, today is 10th day of Hijjah. So both EId-El-Adha and the activities of 10th day of Hijjah put together. You see, this EID-El-Adha and the activity of second day of Arafah share the same aspect of celebration. That is ihraq dammi, shed of animal blood, that is a sacrifice of animal. Animal sacrifice which involved in Hajj is that of al-hadaya. Hadaya, the animal sacrifice by all intended pilgrims, and the EId-El-Adha, animal sacrifice for EId-El-Adha. Those that are not in Arafah, that are not in Makkah, will celebrate their EId-El-Adha by animal sacrifice, which is Udhiyah. The one we slaughter here, this is compulsory for all the pilgrims, particularly those that do not have the opportunity of assumpting their ihram at the appropriate place.
Right.
So all of us now, we share the same activity of slaughtering animal. Those of the pilgrims is hadaya, while those at home celebrating EId-El-Adha is just Udhiyah, which we know all over the world.
Fascinating, fascinating. Thank you very much, Doctor. So, Imam, I'm going to come back to you. What is the prescribed way of celebrating this day, the proper way to celebrate it?
The proper way to celebrate it, one major thing that is expected of one is to chant the names of God. That means glorifying Him.
Okay.
Glorifying Him all the times. That means to bring yourself close to Him,
Okay.
and also be conscious of Him,
Okay.
that He is the Creator. And two, you go and observe the 2 rakats at the Eid ground,
Okay.
whereby you come together from different vicinities. You know, you see 5 daily prayers, mosques, whereby people that are within that area come.
Yeah.
But now it will be a larger area,
Okay.
whereby it will bring more
People.
that are going to be there to tell us that, yes, we are there together, we move together, we do things together. Then now, after that, you go home and make your own sacrifice. Slaughter your ram and share to others. Share to your neighbors, share to share to friends and all other relations and what have you. So by doing that, it means you are making sharing in order to make people to be happy. What is there is meat, and everybody loves meat, and it's something that is sweet.
Yes.
So the celebration is that's happiness, the joy that will come to people is what it's supposed to be celebrated. Not just a celebration whereby people will carry vehicles and start
driving up and yeah.
which they can create chaos on the roads, and it may lead to accident. So such one is not a celebration, but rather what is there, remembrance of God. That is why at the end of each prayer, now 5 daily prayers, you are chanting, still chanting it. After the prayers you chant, you continue chanting as well, and you go and visit others. You visit your friends, you visit your relations, you visit neighbors, you greet and you rejoice with each other and say Happy Salah. Like now we are saying
Happy Salah. Yes. All right, thank you. I'm going to come follow you home for my ram. All right, so Dr. Abdulkadir, I want you to talk to us a bit about your journey this year's Hajj. Just give us a short narrative of how it is from when you went down, when you landed, some of the activities you've done until about this point in time. Just give us a short narrative.
Moving to Mecca, I led the Hajj, that is pilgrims from Kwara State to this Holy Land to witness and to participate in the 2022 Hajj. So far, so good. All those that are with me here are doing fine. Nobody is reported missing, and nobody is terribly sick. Our team, the medical team, is being here, up and doing, and they pay adequate attention to all those that have a problem of health challenge. So far, so good. Nobody is having terrible problem that have not been solved. And we are sharing, this time around, we are embarking upon stoning at Jamra. So one has been done, that is 7 pebbles that we threw, and that will be followed by 21 tomorrow and 21 next tomorrow, when we go back to do the Tawaf al-Ifada in Mecca. That one now put an end to the Hajj activities as this year is concerned, inshallah.
Oh, thank you very much. That was very concise. Thank you. So, Imam, I'm going to ask you, let's talk about the virtues this day is supposed to remind us of. Can you just remind us of some of these virtues that today we're supposed to remember and imbibe, not just for today's celebration, but going forward?
Yes. What is there? You see, making sacrifice doesn't mean that it's only for that day. Yeah. But rather it's something that should be extended to our daily life. Okay. Now the slaughtering or the symbolic, I can call it, symbolic slaughtering of the Prophet Ibrahim's child. Yeah. It was being replaced with ram. Is telling us that we should be so we are making sacrifice for everything in our life. Because what will bring development to everybody at individual level, collective level, is through sacrifice. Our fathers in the past made a lot of sacrifice. That is why we are enjoying now. That means we too we have to make that sacrifice. Prophet Ibrahim made sacrifice. And two, we have to know that when Prophet Abraham as it is in Bible, he mentioned to his own son that I was commanded to slaughter you, and he submitted. Do you know what he did? He weighed his own interest with the interest of God. That means his interest is lesser than the interest of God. Interest of God should be given more priority. That means coming close to God and doing what God commanded us to do. It means it will take us to goodness wherever we are. But going back and looking at just our own selfish interest
will not be good for us
at all.
Thank you very much, Imam. Thank you so much. Dr. ABDULKADIR, we just have about 30 seconds. Your last thoughts on this day, and we can round up. Just 30 seconds, just your last words, your last thoughts, so you can give your words to Nigerians and Africans watching all over.
My advice to all the Muslim world of the world that they have lessons to learn in these two celebrations, the Arafah and EId-El-Adha. So we have to tighten our belt, make sure that Islam does not go back, but we improve our participation in all Islamic activities. And then we learn what Al-Quran taught us, that is to be our brother's keeper and to help those that are in need of help. Anytime that need arises for helping Muslim brothers, we should be our brother's keeper at all time.
Thank you very much. Dr. ABDULKADIR, it's been a pleasure having you here on the show. Imam Umar, it's also been enlightening talking to you, and I would like to have you back and talk some more with you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So I'm informed that, we just have a few messages. I can only take this one. I'm Felicia Vashia from Makodi, Benue State. My favorite segment is when you show music and dance on a country or topic. I beg you to please allow it play for 5 minutes. Oh, wow. That is good. Felicia, will do that from Benue State. I have this one from Imo. I love it when you show more your Oluwato Bilola watching from Lagos. Well, this is what we're going to do. We are out of time, most unfortunately. But next week, we're going to take all the WhatsApp messages, the social media messages, and we're going to scroll them. So we'll see you same time next week on this show, Lent in Africa. Keep making Africa proud.